Namaste programs and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We had a slight issue with me dropping my controller and breaking it. So had to wait a few days for Amazon to send me a new one, so we're back. We're back on this laughably known as a runway. You have to turn around. I did try recording this using keyboard and mouse. Keyboard actually. Couldn't get the hang of it. Crashed like immediately. Alright, so where are we headed? With our brand new controller, we want 121 for 2 minutes 28 seconds.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Well, I'm trying not to sink, but plane's not having it. Head back towards where the runway is, ish. And then make our 121. Just wondering whether this is why I'm always off to the wrong side. Here we go. Let's start our clock. 2:28. So we're heading to Lake Yeliki. To the east of Kopita Dimitra Airport, Motorway 1 runs directly south before turning east 90 degrees. Follow this road a short distance and it will lead you to the shores of Limni Iliki. Spelled differently. Spelled with a Y in the heading, I in the text. So attention to detail, or is one the English spelling, one's the Greek spelling? Assuming we're in Greece. I don't see no lake. I don't see no highway either. Must be over this hill. Of course, that's exactly where it is. Gaining some height. What's going on here? Some fields in the mountain. More of this, I don't know quite what that is. Some kind of farming that's just... or is it small trees maybe? Having been planted in rows, sort of regrowth stuff? Perhaps? Not sure. I think it's something the algorithm doesn't know what to do with. And here's Lake Iliki. Beautiful lake. Alright, yeah, now we're 116 for 232. Not much of a course change. Let's reset our clock. And we're heading to a highway interchange. Track east with the road around the lake and beyond a nature reserve. Eventually it will cross paths with another road at a highway interchange. Much excitement. Track east with the road. Is that the road over here? I guess so. Not many roads over there. Highway interchange is what we're looking for. Incredible lake. It's so beautiful. I didn't get fuel. I need to remember to do fuel next time I take off. I'm not going to remember that. I would do the experiment of refueling now and seeing if that fails the mission, but it only fails it once you finish, once you land, and this is apparently an hour. This leg is an hour, so an hour or so. So I'm not wasting an hour just to test something. Just have to try and remember to refuel. Right, looking for highway interchange. Should be fairly soon. I'm not seeing one. Oh, there I guess. Yeah, there it is. Alright, okay, so now we're 89 degrees for 5 minutes 38. We're heading, hang on, we need to reset our clock. We're heading to Shimatari. Stay with the road as it angles northeast. It will soon bend and start running southeast, taking you along the northern edge of a small town. Shimatari. No, Shimatari. Shimatari. I'm sure I'm murdering it. Little industrial area, farms and factories maybe, and who else? Who knows what else? Big quarry there, mine. Why are we losing so much height? Climb, you fucker, climb. Somehow all the trim settings are completely different now, apparently. Must be something to do with the controller. Very red thing? What are you? Some kind of red field? Football field or something maybe? I do not know what that is. Still following the road. Not even halfway there yet, though. Not sure if I said it at the beginning with all the controller talk, but this is Balkans Bush Trip, Bush 14. Only a couple more to go after this. And we would have done the entire Balkans Bush leg. Yay. It's been quite an adventure. we got stuck on, what was it, like leg 4 or 5 or 3 it might have even been, because it wouldn't register, and we had to start from scratch and then do a hack to try and redo 1 and 2 very quickly, and 3. So we don't know whether that's ruined our chances of getting the achievement for not using back on track. We have not used back on track. We came very close last in leg 13 because I just couldn't find the airport because it was so fucking invisible, but stumbled upon it eventually, so we should still be good. There's been at least 2 updates to the game while we've been doing this. There's an airport over there, I think. Or is it some kind of canal system? Could be some kind of canal system. Look at this, the hills and everything has just sort of totally changed. All sort of almost like golf courses. It's not, thank goodness, but this isn't Japan where every hill is a golf course. So, the road... Okay, so the road is turning southeast over there in the distance. And so that must be the town of Shimatari. Well, I don't know where this heading's taking us exactly. The coast, it seems. Timing wise, we should be arriving within 30 seconds to the next turn. There we go. Right, well basically, okay, 126 for 2 minutes and 3 seconds. We're following the road. 127 according to the purple line, but we'll trust that. So, let's reset our clock. And we are going to Oinofita. Oinofita? Farther down the road, heading southeast, you'll come to the village of Oinofita. Again, almost certainly butchering that mercilessly. Lots of little houses around here. Oh, really industrial section over there. I mean, that's really the edge of a big town, isn't it? Where's the road? But the road's over all the way over there, so we're sort of following it, but we're a long way to the left of it. As is the want of this game. Look at all those warehouses. Utterly madness. I wonder why. I wonder what if the local storing all of the grain and everything from all of these farms that are around here. Or something. You know, normally when you see that there's an airport nearby. And it's there to store all the goods that come in via air or leaving via air. I'm not seeing anything. Alright, we should now be... No, we're still a couple more, maybe 10 seconds or so we should be changing. So this must be Oinifa here. There we go. Oinofita. Okay, 118 for 3 minutes 57. Well, let's reset our clock. And we're heading to Malakaza. Continue southeast through the Greek countryside and shortly you will reach the town of Malakaza with a roundabout at its centre. How exciting! Sprawl of little houses. Quite interesting. Couple of little houses on the top of the hill, overlooking everyone else. Hello houses, hello little car. Alright, about halfway there. We're still looking for a town with a roundabout in its centre. It must be over these hills here. Off in the distance. Is there a road there? Yeah, there is. There is a road. Look at that. Hiding in amongst the trees. There's something going on here. Is this a lake that has not rendered in? The algorithm hasn't dealt with it. It's just definitely something. What is it? Sports fields, maybe? I think it's a driving range. It's a driving range. Is there a golf course nearby? I think it was. Don't know. Little bays like that with a long field in front of it. Could very well have been a driving range. Where's this town then? Weird little patch of green there as well with a road. I guess they're mowing the side of the road or something. Cleared it out of trees. Alright, well we should be very much on top of that town, but I ain't seeing it, and in fact our thing has changed. Must be over there. As always, we're just not online with it. That's fine. Let's do 127 for 2 minutes 39. Reset our clock. And we're heading to Lake Marathon. The road will run a short distance farther to the east before a 90-degree bend takes it south. As you follow it, take notice of Limni Marathonos, the lake on the eastern side of the road. Make your way to its northern shore. I will attempt to do exactly that, instruction person. I don't see a lake though. And so it's this marathon, the famous Greek town that some dude ran from to 41 kilometers to send a message to some Greek commander or Trojan commander or something. I don't really know the I probably did know the story at some point, but right now it's not clear to me. I probably at some point even knew the dude's name. Right. Nope. It's just missing in my head right now. Alright, so is that the lake over there? I suppose it is. Why is this town here? I mean, it's not far from the lake, but there's no river or anything. What are you doing here? Where are you getting your water from? You're aqueducting it up from the lake? Are you just heading down there with buckets and bringing it back? Back in antiquity? No wonder the dude ran away from here. Alright, another 30 seconds we should be at the lake, so that's definitely it over there. And we're making a northern shore, yeah, well this will be the northern shore. It's not much of a lake really, is it? It's more of a puddle. I shall call you Puddle Marathon. Alright, here we go, we're turning, so 1:03 now for 2 minutes and 8 seconds. 1:03. Reset our clock. Okay, Marathon. From the northern shore of Lake Marathon, head for the eastern edge and beyond Marathon Dam. Find the road running east over a hill as it turns and paths northwest, bringing you into the area's namesake town hidden amongst the hills. Oh wow, so actually that wasn't Marathon. We're finding Marathon now. I guess this is the road running east over the hills, yes. Pathing northwest. Yeah, well it's beginning to path, well, northeast-ish. So Marathon is hidden amongst the hills. Is that it over there? Where are you, Marathon? Are you Marathon? Will the real Marathon please stand up? Well, it's another minute away, so probably might be this town below, up over the hill maybe? Or this one just here? Now going quite fast. Is this Marathon down here with its large canal looking thing, bunch of warehouses, even more warehouses, storing the world. Well, we're about 8 seconds away from when we're meant to turn, so this must be Marathon. Alright, so now we're heading 170 for 2 minutes 17. There we go. Reset our clock. Near Macri. Follow the road further as it leads south into the large town of Near Macri on the coast of the Pedalioi Gulf. Pedalioi Gulf. I'm not sure how you say that. Don't think I've ever heard it in my life. What road am I following? This is taking me into the water. There's no road on the water. Strange. Very strange indeed with these instructions. We'll be well over the water by the time we get to the next turn. That's not going to be above Near Macri. which must be this town to my right, I would think. Okay, halfway to the next turn. Why does it make me feel lost, these instructions? How dare they? How dare ye? Look at the sheer beauty of it all. Isn't it lovely? Da, 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 da. Okay, we should be next turn very shortly. So this must be near Macri over here. Alright, and now we want 163 for 7 minutes and 6 seconds. I really think it thinks I'm over to the right there. Anyway, we'll follow where we are. Don't mind flying over the water. Let's reset our clock. And we're going to Kakia Thalasas. Proceed to the coastline and follow it past another smaller town named Rafina. Farther south, past Ravona and the ancient remains of the Temple of Artemis, you should see a mountain on the coast, lush with foliage. Skirt the mountainside and continue south, passing the small beachfront settlement of Shamolia. Shamolia, Shamolia. Shamo, shamo, shamo. Okay, 163. I don't know why the plane is suddenly interested in diving. There is some wind that's causing issues, but the fuel situation is a bit of a worry. Do we dare risk losing the leg by hitting refuel right now? No. What I'm going to do is once I land here and the leg finishes and I stop the video, I'm going to go into the next leg, refuel, and then just leave. That should save. I would hope so. Otherwise, in a couple of days when I'm doing the next one of these, there's a good chance I will forget to actually refuel. That's if we don't run out of fuel on this leg, which is a possibility. So I wonder where this Temple of Artemis is. Could be, I mean, this is a 7-minute segment, so, and it just says further south you should see it, or yeah, further south you should see the temple. Well, fair enough. But where? Got another little nerd up in the sky here. Hello, little nerd. Are you also flying the bush trip? Probably not. Can't quite see anything. You're way too far away. I don't know what kind of plane you are. Look, I'm just gonna... What is the... It doesn't have the purple line on the VFR map, so I just want to get a bit closer to the land so that there's stuff to look at and then I'll head back to my 163. This is a pretty large town. This is probably Ravona then, given that it was mentioned by name. Farther south past Ravona and the ancient remains of the Temple of Artemis. I mean, it could be there's something in the middle of that patch of green there. It could be some tourist thing. Gardens around something. We've got a large building just there. I'm zoning in right now. Not seeing anything obviously temple based, temple shaped. Anyway, that should do. We're close enough to the land now that we can go back to our heading. And we're looking for the, well, in 3 minutes still, we're looking for the small beachfront settlement of Chamolia. Chamolia? Chamolia. You decide. Well, I guess the people of Chamolia decide. Excuse me down there. Anyone seen the Temple of Artemis? Just let me know. I mean, this could be Ravona as well, another huge town. I don't know the name Ravona, to be honest. I don't know whether it's a port town or... well, I mean, it must be. It must be one of these along here. Given it's mentioned. What's going on that island there? There's like a thing on the side. Could very well be a mad scientist's lair. Hello, little gigantic town. Are you Ravona? But past the Temple of Artemis, you should see a mountain on the coast, lush with foliage. Skirt the mountainside and continue south, passing the small beachfront settlement of Chamolia. So that's certainly got to be the mountain there, past this island. Actually, it's not an island. It's whatever you call it, peninsula. That's just some rich person's house that hasn't rendered in. Oh, well, now it has. Algorithm's doing something a bit weird there. It doesn't seem to be quite right, but we live for that. We live for little weird algorithmic peculiarities. Yeah, so 30 seconds. So this must be Chamolia here. Beachfront settlement. And this is the mountainside. Lush with foliage. Oh, aren't you just a lush, you mountain? Perhaps this is Chamolia after the mountain. It's not very clear from the instructions. We should be changing direction fairly soon. Are you Chamolia? You could very well be. Well, still waiting for the purple line to guide us, to give us direction. We are now 30 seconds past the time. Perhaps it's not going to change. Or has it? Perhaps it has. It's saying 156 now, even though I meant to be going 145, but perhaps that's because I moved inland a bit. Alright, well, we'll follow the purple line. We're meant to do 145 for 1 minute 26. So, Zastana, as you fly south, you pass over by another mountain rise on the coast. Beyond it, a shoreline comprised of rolling green hills awaits, leading towards the point of Cape Mavronori, jutting into the sea. Continue farther, past homes and businesses scattered along the shore, towards another prominent point, Cape Mavrovuni. What on earth are you talking about? All that in 1 minute 26? Well, homes and businesses, cattle along the sea. I guess that's what we're doing now. And there should be another prominent point. Alright, we've actually triggered it. It's 155 now for 257. And we're heading from Cape Mavrovuni. Adjust and turn southeast. In the distance off the coast is a long jagged island with a mountain ridge running from north to south. I see it. This is Makronissos, notorious former site of a political prison, largest uninhabited Greek island and part of the Cyclades archipelago. What is this plane doing? Would you just go in a straight line, please? So, we're heading over to this island. We are going to run out of fuel. I'm concerned about going. I'm going to do it. We're doing the. There we go. Full fuel. Full fuel. I'm doing the experiment. Hashtag science. The other, what is the diamond? When it hits the yellow, you actually have to take fuel from the reserves or something. So that would be the engine running out. I don't want to risk that in case this is the same. I don't think it is, but one never knows. And if the engine cutting out due to lack of fuel is what triggers the end, failing the mission at the end, then I don't want that to happen. But if it is pressing the refuel button while I'm in the air, then I failed anyway. So we shall see in about 20 minutes, because this leg is gigantic. Political prison island, huh? The notorious Makronissos. Is this the prison here? Or the ex-prison, if that's what they're suggesting? Former site, yeah, so I guess it's not there anymore. Is this it, though? Possibly. I don't know what that sort of configuration of roads represents, and whatever the hell's going on. Are they like shacks or yards, or I don't know. I don't know what that stuff is, but it could be a prison. Could be. Could very well be. Alright, now we're turning 108 for 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Lovely. Reset our clock. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, off in the distance across the channel, behold the island of Kia, home to archaeological wonders and ancient myths about water nymphs and jealous gods. Make your way to Kia's western shore and find the looping curling roads that carve paths up into the island's hills. Will do. Kia! There's something exhilarating about flying over water. I don't know what it is. It's just like, yeah, if I had to land, I can't. I can't. It's risky having to hop from one island to the next. Goodbye, whatever your name was. I've already forgotten. Political island. Political prison island. Da da dee da da dum. Okay. Still 3 minutes or so to go before we're at Kia. Gain a bit of height because it looks like it's quite mountainous. Well, quite hilly. Of course, the second I go to gain some height, the plane decides to plummet. Come on, grab some speed. Down the plane, you can do it. You can do it, the plane. We're not even 5 degrees. It's like there's no atmosphere here right now. This plane does not want to climb. Okay, another minute or so and we should be at the next turn. We're looking for the looping, curling roads that carve paths up into the island's hills. Well, I see some paths. I don't know that they're looping and curling, but... So are these like modern towns, or are they ancient ruins, or what? Archaeological wonders and ancient myths. Well, where are the water nymphs and jealous gods? I demand that they show themselves. You won't. No balls. Cool little island. Cool little island, I have to say. Alright, we should be turning. Yep, we are turning right now. Okay, 90 degrees for 2 minutes 39. We're heading to Sparthy. Navigate around the hilly northern coast of Kia. Once you've reached the eastern side, look for Ormos Kaldonici, also known as the Bay of Sparthy, situated between two hills that jut out into the water. Roger, roger. So I refueled when we had, was it 20%? So I'd be at 17% now. Probably would have made it if it didn't run out of engine. The engine didn't cut out it when it hit the yellow and I had to somehow press some alt pump thing. Two hills that jut out into the water. Sparthy. Is that them in front? They don't particularly look like they're jutting out, but hey. Some bay, the Bay of Sparthy. Anyway, we should be halfway there. Another minute to go. Yeah, I guess that's two hills jutting out into the water. There must be a bay in between them. Where are you taking me, Bush Trip? Oh, look at that little beach down there. Isn't it cute? I mean, could you... This is probably the Bay of Sparcy then. Or, I mean, it could be the ones between those two, but it's much smaller. Tiny little bay. Not even worth mentioning, really. Well, we should be turning in, well, 20 seconds or so, apparently. Soon, TM. There we go, 97 degrees for 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Guess we're heading to that island over there. Reset our clock. Yaros. From the shores of Kia, head east across deep blue waters towards the arid and unpopulated island of Giraros, a former place of exile for prominent prisoners dating back to the early Roman Empire. Seriously. Humanity sees an island and goes, yes, I will turn that into a prison. Alright, well, 6 minutes with nothing to look at. That's kind of interesting, really. All these Greek islands. They're beautiful. They are. Beautiful. Love it. Right, well, 1 minute down, 1 minute of 6 and counting. Bit of a crosswind, it's causing me a bit of an issue, going a bit off course, there we go. I'm coming, uninhabited island. So, we'd be at 15% fuel now if I hadn't refueled. In fact, I'm beginning to think we would have actually run out of fuel even without the reserve problem. Just completely, totally out of fuel. So, I had but one choice, and that was to refuel in the air and hope that it's going to work. Fingers crossed. Because, goddamn, having to redo this one is going to be painful. Right, 2 minutes 46 of 6 minutes 12. Patience, grasshopper. Somehow turned around completely in my seat. That's quite the effort. Okay, 3.5 minutes. 2.5 to go. Just checking for barnacles. Wouldn't want any barnacles on our plane. Time for a nap, really. Nearly there. We're 5 minutes of a 6-minute 12 segment. Five minutes 30. Another 40 seconds. Just need to stay awake a little bit longer before we turn slightly to the right and do another 5.5 minute leg over the water. This is the first time these bush trips have actually been a little bit boring like this. But it's time, gives us some time to chill and relax. There we go, we're turning 115 for 5 minutes 28. Another plane above us, possibly doing the bush trip. Could be the same dude from before. Could just be someone sightseeing. Alright, Ceros, the island of Giaros, has a long rocky headland that runs into the sea. Make your way along the southern coast to where the shore ends, then adjust slightly southeast to cross the sea. After a short distance you arrive on the shores of Syros and aim for the most northwestern point of the island. Ah, here is the rocky headland. How terribly... this is so uninhabited. There isn't even like a weather station or something on here. Plane, why are you diving to the right, plane? Right, so I guess we're heading to the tip of the island over there. Good to know. In another 4.5 minutes. Yeesh. Kind of looks like Uluru in the water. Nothing much there. A long way over there. There's some stuff. Nothing below us. Well, let's get to this island in 3.5 minutes. Go grab yourself a cup of tea or a coffee or a drink or smoke them if you got them. I do not condone smoking. That shit kills you. Well, if you're lucky, more likely it'll cripple and disable you. That's the real problem. If you're like, I don't care about if I die, I die. But yeah, what's going to happen is you have a stroke and then you can't fucking move and someone will have to take care of you and wipe your ass for the last 20 years of your life. That ain't fun. Alright, now that I've perked everyone up and increased their mood, we've still got 2.5 minutes to go before we get to this island. We would be down to 12% fuel if I hadn't refueled. So actually, now I think maybe we would have made it, because we're not that far away from the end of this now. There's one more segment after the next one, after this one, which takes us to the airport. So we may have made it. And I'll tell you what, if we would have made it and the leg fails because I refueled, I'm gonna be pissed. Alright, another minute to go before we're turning. Oh, there's some windmills on those hills over there, isn't that interesting? No little windmills. I mean, this island looks uninhabited as well, but apparently there's an airport on it somewhere. Well, that's where we're headed, apparently. Allegedly. Alright, we've been going 5 minutes on this segment, still 30 seconds to go. The end is in sight. Sometimes you just got to grind it out. This is the grind segment. This is the grind leg. Okay, we should have turned already. There we go. 1:45 for 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Syros Airport. Arc your way towards the curved northern coastline of Syros. When you reach the eastern side of the island, turn and head south down the shore towards the town of Ermoupoli, capital of the island and of the Cyclades region. As you fly over the area's thriving shipyard across the harbour on a hill in the distance, you will find your next stop, Syros Island National Airport. The end is in sight. Praise be. There it is, I can already see it. That's it over there, judging by the picture I have. Alright. Excellent. Bonza. Yes. This one's much easier to spot than the last one, which was a patch of green grass, surrounded by a patch of green grass in a green field, in a green valley. So, this is Syros Island. apparently quite populated. Shipyards and whatnot. Interesting, really. Alright, let's start heading towards the straight run onto the airport now. To the runway. Let's start to slow down. Slow down completely. Once we can, we'll drop some flappies, some flappy boys. Look how many people live here. That's a huge city, just sitting on a tiny little island. What you doing? What are you doing there, huh? What you doing, all you peoples? Come on, plane. Slow down. Slow down. Slow it down, plane. You can do it. There we go. Let's get some flaps down. Oh, this new controller, the bumper buttons are much nicer. The other ones were quite difficult to press. This one's just a nice gentle tap. Bring the flaps down. Okay, come into the cockpit view so that we can line her up properly. See how we're coming in a bit slow. We're okay, we're okay. Probably need a bit of power. Just a bit. Just a tad. Just an itsy bitsy weeny amount. That was probably enough. A little bit more. Couple more taps on the throttle. Just so that we don't land. There is an insect attacking me. Taking the piss, aren't you, insect? Alright, now we're fucked up. Give it a bit of power. The insect nearly caused us issues. Let's change to that now. We can go full zero power and just float her in. Just tap it in. Tappy tap tap. Here's the moment of truth. Have we failed the mission because we refueled? Cross everything you've got. Okay, it's registered, but is it a fail? No, it's a congratulations. So we've done the hashtag science. You can refuel in midair. It only fails if you run out of fuel completely and the engine stops. So we've done the longest leg of this this bush trip, it seems, in over an hour. That was leg 14. I'll catch you up for 15. Hope you can join me. See you then. Au revoir. Goodbye. Ciao.